rumours are circulating that Netflix could come in and save the show. But are they true, or are they just a little bit of wishful thinking? Welcome to the Tachyon Pulse podcast.
Our tachyon pulse has been unable to completely penetrate the anomaly.
Resident Alien, starring Alan Tudyk, one of my favourite actors, has been a brilliant show. We've had 4 fantastic seasons, but it's now been cancelled. It was actually cancelled for no other reason than it had spanned 7 years because there was a big delay because of COVID, etc. And most people within the industry have 7-year contracts. It was just decided that carrying on the show, renewing all those contracts, etc., would be too expensive. Also, in America, it's on a network. It's not on streaming initially, and look, that type of way of doing TV shows is just coming to an end. But Netflix recently picked up the show and has been transmitting the early seasons internationally. So the rumour has started and actually been shared by several YouTubers that the show is going to be saved by Netflix. Now, even though the executive producer and Alan Tudyk have actually talked about how it's very unlikely that it would be resurrected, the rumours persist. But what is the truth, and what am I being told about it? Well, I am being told that actually it is very unlikely, and that no conversations between Netflix and the producers over at Resident Alien have happened. That actually Netflix are very happy with Resident Alien. It's got really good views internationally. Remembering that Resident Alien was on a network that wasn't necessarily seen by everybody, and that they had to do several deals around the world for it to be seen internationally. Having one place to show the show, has been really, really useful and really spread its availability and increased its popularity. But Netflix are not at the point to spend tens of millions of dollars to resurrect this show yet. So, news that it's already been saved are just not true. But would we like it to be saved? Or is there another option for Alan Tudyk that might excite fans a little bit more? Well, Firefly is very much a possibility. I've been telling you guys for a while, and I happen to know that Nathan Fillion, when discussing this with certain people, has said he would love Alan Tudyk, one of his best friends within the industry, to return for any new series. Now, I don't know how that would happen unless they basically ignore what happened in Serenity, or he comes back as, like a memory or something. Some almost like psychological ghost just haunting Mal, which was what I was told actually was kind of the original story idea. However they decided to do it, it would seem that Alan Tudyk is very possibly going to return to the Firefly if it ever happens. Again, I've told you guys there are a lot of problems with this, and one of them being that actually DC is keeping Nathan Fillion quite busy. And look, there may be another series of The Rookie yet, even though he is stepping back far more from that series and letting other cast members take a lot more of the weight. So, if Resident Alien was cancelled, it might give Alan Tudyk the possibility of doing that. And we know it's something he wants to do, because actually it was a big part of the second season of Con Man, when his all-TV series with Nathan Fillion was basically renewed for a movie. I think it was a movie. And the whole most of that series really was talking about those actors coming back together. One of the actors was now a massive drug addict and blah, blah, blah. And really how that would happen. Basically being driven by the main star of the movie. And actually, Alan Tudyk didn't really want to do it. His character was sort of typecast and couldn't get any work other than, go to conventions. So he kind of wanted to do more serious roles, whereas Nathan Fillion's character had gone on to be a big star, mirroring reality a little bit. Because Alan Tudyk only ever seems to do voiceovers for robots, mostly. So, yeah. Alan Tudyk's Resident Alien series coming to an end might actually help in the possibility of getting Firefly, something that I think creatively Alan Tudyk would want to be as much involved in as Nathan Fillion does. But There is no guarantee of that at the moment, and I don't think that would be a reason basically Alan Tudyk would celebrate this. He does appear in movies occasionally. I've actually heard a thing at the moment where iRobot, he does the voice in that, and I heard a rumour recently that he was actually removed from the trailer and stuff and the like the credits because he basically, when they did the early test screenings, he scored higher than Will Smith, so Will Smith ordered him to be removed. I don't know if that's true or not, to be fair, but if it is, oh my God, Will Smith's a child. But anyway, Alan Tudyk does work often, particularly with Star Wars, etc., in that area, but he tends to do voiceovers. Resident Alien is a popular show, and as I've said, it's been increasing in popularity thanks to Netflix. Netflix could pay for this show, and they've done this kind of thing before. I'm thinking about Lucifer. I nearly said Luther, a completely different series. Lucifer, which they saved a few years ago and went on to have a couple of more very successful seasons. It's a show I absolutely adore, by the way. I wish they'd got one more season, but never mind. Or a movie, say a TV movie, that would have been cool. But Resident Alien, all I can say is, as of today, right now, there are no conversations going on. There've been talk maybe about this coming back for a movie. It would be straight to streaming movie. Maybe Netflix might do that. But again, I'm being told there are no conversations yet. The 4th season really has only just dropped. I've not even seen it yet, actually. I don't think it's here in the UK yet. But it's very, very fresh, the cancellation. So Netflix may not have had those conversations purely for that reason. But now that they've got a relationship with those producers and that show is on Netflix, there's always the possibility that they might decide to do something new with it. It's a popular show. It's not a massively expensive sci-fi show to make compared to other sci-fi shows. And that might just be enough for Netflix to make that option. I'd love to see it. And if at the end of the day the show does well enough on Netflix and gets the hours that they want, yeah, this is something that could happen. But as it stands today, there are no conversations. So if you see any articles or videos saying Resident Alien is saved, they're simply not true. Yet. But guys, going to come to tell me what you think. Is this a show you would love to see return? Or is it a show that actually, if it was sacrificed for a Firefly reboot, you'd be okay with? I think they could do both very easily, but get into the comments and tell me what you think. If you are new to the channel, don't forget to like, subscribe and hit that bell notification, and basically leave a comment. You can also share the video wherever the hell you like. As always, you can also become a member and get to see a lot of these videos before everybody else. Please, keep yourself safe, and I'll see you next time. Rumours are circulating.
Our tachyon pulse has been unable to completely penetrate the anomaly.